Okay. I'm sorry, my video was going on very well, but because of some internet loss of internet connection, so the videos had been what I should say disrupted, and it had to. I now I have to make another video in continuation with the previous video. So I was telling you that. Um, and I was telling you the stories of my college days, and yes, I always read my English books for 5 years. I kept me in trouble, and I stayed away from all sort of rest or comfort of my life. I remained hungry for the whole day, and I remained busy. I tired my eyes, I tired my tongue, I tired my lips, I tired my whole body, and in this way, I made myself very painful all these years for 5 years, and people told me that I had gone mad. Okay, and I myself had almost become convinced that I had really gone mad and I could might not be able to recover. And though there are some impacts of those days on my life, which still I feel that they gave me courage, they gave me hope, and they gave me happiness as well. And uh, I also pray to God that He should help me, that I should be one and be able um, uh, to be such a person that I should touch somebody and she should be able to speak English. Because all this while I was making an experiment why research why English was difficult and what wrong was going on there, that we study English for almost 10 years, and but we are not able to write an application of their own. Writing a page was quite a task for us. And though learning cramming was easy, but expressing our own minds, ideas, that was not possible. And I always wondered why it was that. Was it something with the English teaching or studying or learning process, or uh, was it really useful? And what I came to know, many wrong things. For example, even though it's very common, people say that English grammar, if you want to learn English, you should study grammar. Recently, a few days back, a couple of days back, I was watching a movie on YouTube, and some good English speaker, he was telling that basic grammar rules are very important. And the thing is that most of the people, they don't know what grammar is. They are branding, they are saying that grammar is must for learning English. But I tell you that as not as much must as they say. So far as the terminology of English grammar is concerned, absolutely I'm against it. For example, action words are there, you see, naming words are there. Okay, everything has a name. So the name belongs to the category of nouns. So what does it matter? It's a noun or not noun. It's a naming word and that's all. Similarly, action words are there. There are some words that tell us about action. Now, they are verb. What if they are verb or if they are not verb? Similarly, present indefinite, that's a kind of sentence, a type of sentence. We need to be familiar with that. Nobody keeps in mind if he's speaking indefinite, present indefinite, or past indefinite, and many other things. So that is only they're forcing us to learn these things. So they are absolutely unnecessary. Nobody cares. What we care about is that identification of present, past, and future. These three tenses, only there are three tenses. I wonder sometimes the people say there are 10, 12 tenses, okay? More than half population of the world, they believe that there are 12 tenses. Tenses are only three, present, past, and future, and that's all. No 12 tenses. What they call, you see, the indefinite continuous, there are different type of sentences belonging to present, belonging to past, belonging to future. So that's all. And even if they are not, that's not the complete story. what I came to know is that there are 10 different type of sentences which belong to present, 10 belong to past, and 9 belong to future. There are total 29 different type of sentences which are related to tenses. Okay. So these three tenses are grouped into past and non-past. Non-past they combine, for example, present and future. They combine, they join together. Past does not accept the present. Past doesn't accept the future. So past has its own signs or the words which indicate that this is past. So all my out of my whole studies, I just came to know that is, present means is, am, are, has, have, s plus one can, and past means was, were, had, s plus two could, would, and future means will, shall. And these three lines, that is the tenses. Okay, study them all. If you don't come to this conclusion, you have not studied. You don't know anything about tenses. Once again, I'm repeating. Present tense means is, am, are, has, have, s plus one can. This is, and if you don't know this, you know not about tenses. Past tense means was, were, had, s plus two could, would. And if you don't know this, you don't know about tenses. And future means will, shall. And if you don't know this fact, you do not know about tenses. Now you can say present indefinite, present continuous. I know these terms as well, but practically I don't use them. I don't care about them. They don't bother. They don't trouble me. So I have a vaster confidence. I am sure that these are just rubbish and that they are just to confuse, to create a mess in the process of learning language. So remember one thing, what I told you, present tense means is, am, are, has, have, s plus one can. Was, were, past tense means was, were, had, s plus two could, would. Future tense means will or shall. Now you must be wondering, what is s plus one? What is s plus two? S plus one is subject plus first form, like I play, I eat, I write. You call them present indefinite. And s plus two means I wrote, I played, I said. So that is S plus two, subject followed by second form. This is all about tenses, nothing else. We finished the tenses in 3 lines. Similarly, have you come about to grammar? What grammar is? Grammar is mainly the proper use of verb forms. This fact nobody is going to tell. And God told me one day, I was sleeping. When I woke up, the thing was in my mind that grammar is mainly the proper use of verb form. If you are not making proper use of verb form, you don't know anything about grammar. You make very big mistakes. When we are speaking English, in our speeches, there are no full stops, no capitals. You write, you pronounce all the capitals, you pronounce all the small letters. That doesn't matter if you put the commas or not put the comma, or speech marks or exclamation marks. In speeches, these things don't matter. Okay. And with the dot that you put at the end of a sentence, you call it full stop. It's a full stop or not full stop, doesn't matter. It is just a dot that we put at the end of the sentence. And if it is a question, there is a hook, and under the hook there is a dot, and we call it question mark or whatever it is. Similarly, exclamation mark is there. Things like this, there are a lot, and you can go splitting things and you will not find much in that. Maybe you find to satisfy yourself, but everybody, ordinary persons, they don't need that. Most of the patients, they need just medicine for the fever to drive away. They don't need any specialist. So in our case, and those who want to speak situational English, they don't need these type of things. So there are some 24 words are very important in English. I identify them as not words because we use the word not with them, like will not, would not, shall not, should not, cannot, could not, may not, might not, must not. So do not, does not, did not, or not to. We call them not words. These are the very important words. They help us understand what form of action word we should use. We should use first form, second form, third form, or ing form. Okay, I beg pardon. I wanted to make it more easy, but if I had changed it to some other way, you should not have been able to understand what I was going to say. So first form is very popular in English language. There are 13 words that tell us that we should use first form of verb. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. My students, they understand it quite easily. And those who are new, it may be very strange for them. But I tell you that they help me a lot. And they tell, I always use first form with these words. Okay, they call it helping verbs, but I call it helping words. So will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. Out of 24, these are 13, and we always use first form with these words. They suggest, they tell us that we should use first form. And if you violate this rule, you put the second form, you will go wrong. If you say he will went, though that's wrong. He will go on, that's wrong. He will going, that's wrong. He will go, yes, that's correct. So I'm quite sure that I don't commit 75% mistakes of this. And I did not learn this from school. I did not learn this from English people. I did not learn from the English grammar books. I learned this from my studies, and God told me this. Very suddenly it came, because if it were my ability, I should have discovered them in the first 1 or 2 years, because when I was very crazy about learning, when I was almost tired, and I was hopeless. And one day when I slept, and when I woke up, these things were in my mind, that will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. They are followed by first form. I wrote them on a piece of paper and in my notebook, and then I learned them. Then I tested them. I tested them for many years, and I found them true. Even today, I still believe that they are true. And everybody needs to know this, and everybody needs to follow that. Yeah, if you don't follow, your English is wrong. Similarly, another thing is that second form, no helping verb. If you are using a helping verb with second form, and you are making a mistake. Okay. Second form is always without helping verb. Four words are there: has, have, had, or being. Has, have, had, or being. And they are always followed by third form, if. If you write a form of verb, you will write third form of action words, I mean to say. Like go, went, gone, gone, written, played, things like this, and they are third forms. And third forms need at least one helping verbs. Okay, so has, have, had, being, they are always followed by third form. Any form of be, been, being, they are never first form of verb. They are always, they come on the second place or the third place in the sequence of helping verbs. So being is the last helping verb. After being, you don't use any helping verb, any not word you don't use. Okay. So this is what I know. Has, have, had, being are followed by third form. Seven words are there. They are followed by sometimes with ing form, sometimes with third form. Because ing form, anywhere ing form, you can replace it with third form. It will change the meanings, but your sentence will remain correct. It will not go wrong. Is, am, are, was, were, be, been. Is, am, are, was, were, be, been. They are followed by ing form. Sometimes they are followed by third form. If they are followed by third form, that is passive voice type sentence. That means the sentence is beginning with something which is non-living, which cannot move, or which is not moving, which is not doing anything. Maybe person, maybe thing. So there are some situations in which we don't know about the person who has done something. Okay, so we have to start like when we don't know who sold the house, so we just say that house was sold. Okay, so if there was a person, we know that if there was a person we knew that who did the job. For example, Ali sold the house, or what I should say, John sold the house. So in that way, that's correct. Um, all right. So seven words is, am, are, was, were, be, been. And they are never followed by first form. They are never followed by ing form. Remember this. Okay. No, these two options are not for these words. Is, am, are, was, were, be, been. In English language, be, been, being are the most, what I should say, troublemaking or the most confusing words. And I wish that these three words were not in English. English would have been very easy. And being a teacher, I am very much in favor of these words because because of these three words, be, been, being. Teachers are very happy and they are making good enough money because we have to teach our students that how to make use of be, been, being. Otherwise, the other things that they can discover by themselves. Okay. Be, been, being are mostly second helping verbs, third helping verbs, or sometimes very rarely there's fourth helping verb. Being is the fourth helping verb because in a sentence there can be one no helping verb, one helping verb, two, three, and only one chance out of 29 that you use four helping verbs. That is the most difficult one. The more helping verb you have in a sentence, the more difficult it is. It is. So, dear, when I came to know about this, after that I realized that I know very much good English and I don't have any problem. I then started practicing my English with the teachers, with the students, and a kind of fluency I came to my mind. Some, if I am not able to speak, sometimes I'm short of ideas. I may be short of vocabulary, but I don't have the confusion in my mind of not being able to speak. Well, the things that I want to say something, I can speak clearly. I don't have any problem. So, being a teacher, I am at pretty at ease, and my authority is never challenged. And though people always suggest me that that book is very good and that book is very good, I have given up all these books. I don't turn to any grammar book because grammar is not language. Remember my words as well. This is also very interesting information for you. Grammar is not language. Grammar is not language. Grammar just improves the language. It is as you see, shoe polish is good for shoes. If you have shoes, then your shoe polish is good. But if you don't have shoes, you will just blacken your feet. Similarly, if you are already able to read, write, and speak English, grammar is very good for you because it will improve your speaking power, it will reading power, writing power, it will help you improve, it will refine it, it will make your ability, refine your skills of relating to English speaking, English language. But if you are not able to speak English, so grammar will make your task really very difficult. So the idea that grammar is a language, that is not true. Language will come from what I should say. You can. I trained myself without getting into English speaking environment. I created my own environment and I was reading book all the time. You need not read the physics books or chemistry books or biology books or some other sort of books. You just go to situational English. What to say when you go to a departmental store, what to say when you go to a doctor, what you say when you go to airport, what to say when you go to a school and you meet some teachers. So this type of situational English, you need to know and start with short sentences. At the first beginning, you will not be able to make long speeches like teachers do, like very few people in Pakistan that do it. And the thing is that the need to make confidence is that if you are interested, for example, if you are MBBS doctors, or if you are engineers, and if you are very good students, so you have studied English, you have studied so many English books, and you have ideas, so you have vocabulary, then you want to express, make your habit to express what you know, and then you will be able to speak and deliver a lecture or speak well. That's a great ability. I say that you should do that. But if you don't know this, that, and this is a cat, that is a bat, this type of things, so if you are at this stage, I'm happy, I'm not happy, how are you, I'm fine, what is your name, where are you from, things like this. If you are at this stage, you just go and start learning in situational English, in which what to say when you go to the doctor, in the market, when you meet strangers, how to ask the way into some place, things like this, what to say in emergency. So these type of things are really very important. How to make a phone call. That's very common. Everybody's making phone calls these days. Okay, this is the story of my learning English, how I became successful in learning English, and my ideas about learning English, and my strategies, my planning, being an English teacher, and examinations are created in a way that they pass. Here, I'm speaking. I'm going to speak about against the English people. I haven't. I have a what feeling so that the English people never liked that the Indians should be able to learn English. Though they devised some ways, they proved that their methods were very good, and those actually they set a high standard. For example, everybody can ride a bike, but the good instructors, of course, they can do one wheeling, and they can play some stunts. And of course, there is no match to them. We are not supposed to make stunt. We are supposed to just ride bike and to go to destinations. They will not be very fast, okay, at average speed, and that is what we want. So we don't need that hard and fast criteria that has been created around us to give us a certificate or recommend us about our high classes or things like that. We learn from the environment, and every environment has its own job relating. Every environment has its own vocabulary, own expressions, own way, because at home we don't speak the same language. In the classroom we don't speak, we have different language. At home we have different language. With friends we speak a different language, and in the mosque, at the worshiping place, we speak different language, and to the elderly people we speak different language, to the children we speak different language. So it is not all the time same. So vocabulary is different, words are different, arrangements are different, expressions are different. When we speak, it's not the words that we speak. We also give our expressions, gestures, ups and downs of our voice, and adding motions and to our speeches as well. So all these things, they convey our meaning to others. So we should learn how to convey convey to others what we think, what is lying in our mind, and we should learn the skill how to say that. And if you say that, my method is that reading book, read your job relating books, and that's enough. You don't read one book for 100 times. Don't read 100 books for one time. Okay, so this is my strategy, and my method of teaching is minimum instructions, maximum practice. As I told you, I tell only the necessary things, and students find pretty comfortable when they are learning. Okay, this now I come to make end of this video. It may get I may keep continue speaking for a long time. And maybe you are getting bored. Like I'm sure, but I'm sure that those who are teachers, um, if you are able to understand me, naturally your English is good, and most probably you are teacher, and you are doing some research, right? On the English language as well. So if you, there's something new that had never been discovered so far. And if you add it into your thesis, if you are doing your PhD, uh, yeah, it might help you get a distinction. But if you have to follow the crowd, then okay, you can join them. You can keep claiming that grammar is language, grammar is language. But the fact is that grammar is not language. English people never wanted us to learn English, and because giving a job or even present day governments are not interested that people should learn English. The all over studies, our criteria, standard of education, that is English language. Why English is language? A doctor can be in our native language, in Punjabi, in Urdu language, but he can become a doctor. And all over instructions, the doctors they give to one another, they are in their native language, Urdu. There's no problem, and they don't speak all the time. But when they see a patient, they begin to speak English before the patient. So this is their professional tricks, you can say, and they are to make the patient convinced that the doctor is very good, and he will set right everything what is wrong with patients. All right, dear. Similarly, courts are also speaking English, okay, in the society. That's only to impress and to frighten the people. But communication is only to express what is in your mind, to communicate what is in your mind, what you want to say. You need English for that purpose, not to impress and frighten people. You also need it to get freedom because people will keep taunting you all the time if you don't know English, and they will keep you passing a sense of inferiority. I have seen some English people who are not, you see, as educated as we are, because even in England, those who went to school, studied books, they are different, and their language is different. They are different type of people, and those who never wished to go to school, who always thought the school was a burden, so their expressions, speaking expressions are different. Once I met an English person, and I thought that he was a learned man, and I said hello, hi. I asked him his name, and I told him my name, but he was as much frightened of me as I was frightened of him. I hope that he was a scholar, but he came out to be just what I should say, porter. Those who I think helped, who came up with a team of these English people, the teachers they were, I think, or they were students, and he just came with them to help them carry the things or do some jobs with them, though in most of the jobs English people do by themselves, but still they needed an assistant, and that was the cheapest one, perhaps. They did not want to pay hire, what I should say, an educated person. So they had one who did not have his own mind, who did not have his own thought. So he was, because I was a student, and he had never been a student at school, so he was very much afraid of me, though he was English and his English was, of course, excellent, but he did not speak to me. uh, I always I this was my first victory over an English person. So this is, once again I say, grammar is not language, and you should give up this idea. And if you don't, okay, keep learning English then in that way. Go through the books, and in the end, you will come to the conclusion that will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, to, do, does, did. They are followed by first form. Read as much books, as many books, as much thick book, and in the end, you will come to this conclusion. At least I have come to this conclusion. Okay, a lot to talk to you, but I must say good night, because the night hours are advancing into deep into night, and I have to wake up tomorrow in the morning as well. So I'm very happy that you have joined me. And if you need my opinion, my telephone number is 0301 460 4168. Repeat, 0301 460 4168. My name is Wahid from Pakistan. And if you want to make a phone call to me, okay, I'm not on WhatsApp. You can give me a phone call, or you can try my email address. My email address is tryetext, Try, E for eagle, text, text, like textbook. So tryetext at gmail.com. You can send me a message, or you can give me a phone call 24 by 7. It's all right. You're most welcome, no problem. And if you want online coaching classes, you can have with me. And if you are in Lahore, Pakistan, near Bahria town, you can join my class as well, physical in the academy. And if you are in this area near Barrier Town, from Barrier Town to is Midtown, okay. So you can call me for home tuition as well. I may be a bit expensive, but you will find me useful if you follow my instructions. And if you just give me money and give me a cup of tea and biscuits and you don't follow my instructions, well, you will remain the same. But if you do give value unto my instructions, English is not difficult. English is very easy. English is a very nice language, and it will give you freedom, move into the world, and you will be able to speak at the airport, speak at the railway station, speak at the departmental store, speak to the stranger, and all these things. It will become very easy. Okay, but and this whole my video is in English. I don't think that you would be needing any help, but those who are making research on English language, all my ideas are very good for them, and they can contact me at 030146044168. Wish you a very good night, sweet dreams. Now I beg leave of you. Goodbye.